very first word means tat. This particular word itself is very significant. Tat. What does tat means? Does it mean just that? So the English word that actually comes from the Sanskrit word tat. So is that all to it? There is more to it. Vishwamitra is a very clever chap and he has intuited this great mantra. So it must have much deeper meaning of what tat actually means. So look at our Gita verse 17 and 20, 17, 23. Do we have a volunteer who would want to recite this verse, please? Um, Anybody can take this one on, 17:23. Who wants to take this? Shall I call upon? Yeah, Nita, please. Yeah, thank you. Go on.
ॐ तत्सदिति निर्देशो ब्रह्मणस्त्रिविधः स्मृतः ब्राह्मणस्तेन वेदाश्च यज्ञाश्च विहिताः पुरा.
Thank you very much, Neetaji. So look at Krishna, what he said in chapter 7. You know, I got three names made. What is that? Om, Tat, and Sat. He said, these are my names. Tat is my name, is what Krishna has declared in Gita. So that should give us a clue here as to what the Tat means when Vishwamitra has seen that mantra. Okay. So Acharya says, Tataha means Gunais Tataha. Yeah, Gunais tataha equals tat. Tat means tataha. Tataha literally means that which pervades. Yeah, that which pervades is literally is called tataha. And again, we have revised this before, worth thinking about it again. What does it mean when I say something that has pervaded? Something can pervade in time, in space, and in gunas or attributes. So this, let's look at it. Something that is pervaded in time. Brahman, Shri Tattva and all the infinite jivas are all pervasive in time. Okay, that is where our pervasion as jivas stop. If you take Shri Tattva, her pervasion is in time and in space. Okay? But that is where her pervasion stops. Whereas for the Supreme Brahman, whom we call as Vishnu, for him, it is all pervasive in time, in space, and attributes. So when you take all these three together, that, that being that is complete in all these three aspects is tata, is tat. So guna is tataha is tat. So the very first word is significant. It tells you about the supreme being who is not only all pervasive, but he is also an abode of infinite auspicious attributes. That is what Vishwamitra has seen in this mantra. So tat becomes very significant. And that tat is the same as Brahman. And we have done this again a million times. Ata kasmaduchyate brahmeti bruhandohi asmin gunaha. The meaning Brahman is also the same, that which has pervaded in time, space, and attributes. When we did our sutra, when Vedavyasa said Atato Brahma Jignasa, we established that Brahma Shabdascha Vishnaveva. We established that that word Brahman means Vishnu. Why? Because Vishnu means Vishal Vyapto. Vish means that which has pervaded. So everything falls in place very nicely. Tat, Brahman, Vishnu, Sarvaha. So when you look at these words that come in the various Upanishads, there is a complete samanvaya there, and they are all saying the same things. So that is the significance of Tat. Now, Tatu can also mean other things in noun cases. So if you look at in grammar, and of course the English grammar that we have has directly been nicked from Sanskrit grammar. So you have sapta. Yeah, there are 7 ways in which noun cases can be: nominative, vocative, accusative, instrumental, dative, ablative, genitive, and locative. So those are all the various cases that are available. You can do your individual studies of grammar. But what I want to remind you here is when you see wherever in the mantras or in the Upanishads, you see the word tat, that, immediately these things should come to your mind. The 7 vibhaktis. Yeah. Tat adina, tat sadrishya, tasmin, tasmat, tasmai, tasya, tat prati. Those are all the various cases that can be used for tat. So here the classic rendering is the tat here has got two meanings. One is nominative case, that is what the literal that is a nominative case, but there is also a genetic case of, whose. So we will deal with that as we go along. That clue from what the tat means, we can infer that whilst we understand the rest of the Gayatri mantra. Okay, but the prime take home message about tat is that which has pervaded in time, space, and attributes. Note the very first word used by, recited by Vishwamitra or Chaturmukha Brahma in the Brahma Gayatri, and the same Gita talks about that is my name, Om Tat Sad. Okay, so that becomes significant. HinduKnowledgeAcademy.com will celebrate Vedic culture and present its philosophies to the modern Hindu in an accessible format. Our ancient heritage is our greatest strength. Through preservation and dissemination, together let us spread positivity in the world. Thank you for listening and welcome to Hindu Knowledge Academy.